right here on Power Flavor Magazine with your girl Mary, and today we are looking at the Virunga Marathon that's going to be happening in Kisoro. Kisoro, we are coming to bring you the marathon, and with me on the show I have Ivan, who's going to be telling us more about himself, more about Kisoro, more about the marathon, tourism, and so much more for you on the show. Welcome, Ivan.
Thank you, Mary.
Okay.
And good afternoon, viewers. Thank you for hosting me.
Yeah. Okay, tell us more about yourself and the story of Virunga.
Okay, so my name is Ivan Kahanje.
Yeah.
I'm Ugandan. I'm a sports enthusiast. Briefly about me. For some reason, I found myself in Kisoro many years ago. I'll not say the year, otherwise you calculate my age. I spent about 10 years in Kisoro, and I left in the late 80s. And ever since that time, I've always visited Kisoro every once a year in December for the Christmas holidays. But you know, once in a while, in between, I find myself going back for one reason or another. Maybe it's a wedding or an introduction. Unfortunately, sometimes, of course, a funeral comes in as well. So I go to Kisoro quite often, and whenever I go back, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be back home. And I know that very many people share the same sentiment, both those who are from Kisoro and those who visit for the first time. And because of that, I realized that I need to get a reason to get as many people to come to Kisoro as possible. And hence the reason why I decided to start the Virunga Marathon, because I could bring people en masse to come and experience the beauty that we have to over to the world.
Is that what really inspired you to start the Virunga Marathon?
I would largely say that was my core inspiration, because
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person who, and I think it's a natural thing with anyone, when you experience something good and you love it and you've enjoyed it, you want to share it out with the whole world out there. Otherwise, what will validate that it's good? What will validate that it's beautiful? So that was my core inspiration, I must admit, to share the beauty of Kisoro to the rest of the world. As I like to say, to take Kisoro to the world and to bring the world to Kisoro.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've had a number of marathons happening in Uganda. We have had the last one we had with MTN was for running for babies. We had cancer run for the cancer treatment centers. So what cause are we running for with the Virunga Marathon?
So I'll probably go back a little bit and talk about a fine gentleman. There is a gentleman called Dr. Arthur Kwizera, Associate Professor in Makerere University Medical School. Dr. Arthur Kwizera got some funds and not so much money, and he decided to use that money to build an ICU in Kisoro Hospital, which is a public institution. I thought that was a very noble cause, a super noble cause, and I thought to myself, why not? Why don't we attach the Virunga Marathon to this cause and see how we can rally the public towards contributing to fill up whatever gaps that he has, especially in buying equipment and also to sustain whatever programs he has in the future. And this to me was a natural. I know that next year it could be something else. But who knows? Maybe we might continue with the same cause as we have done this time around.
Continue with the set.
I hope we can do that. So the committee will sit and decide.
We've had a lot of marathons happening in the city, and recently we had them move up country. Like we have had the Rwenzori Marathon, and we saw that you also participated in it as well. So does it have an attachment? Is Virunga under the same body? Is there any attachment or closeness to the Rwenzori Marathon?
So there is definitely a relationship between the Virunga Marathon and Rwenzori Marathon, but that relationship is mainly due to the fact that we are both organizing what we call sports tourism related activities.
Yes.
So somebody asked me along the way as I've been mobilizing, they made a comment to me, and they told me that they've run about maybe 10 years of marathons in Kampala, and they can run any one of those marathons, Cancer Run, MTN Marathon, with their eyes closed because they know the routes, they've done the routes over and over again. So they were very excited that I was starting the Virunga Marathon in Kisoro because it would give them a chance, an opportunity to go out of town. So that gave me even more fire, even more reason, to organize this event. But speaking tourism, speaking selling Uganda to the outside world, there is a lot that we need to do. The promoters of tourism in Uganda have kept on saying it over and over and over again. We do so little, and yet we still get so much returns in contribution to our national economy, our GDP. To give you context of that, in the year 2023 financial year, we realized approximately $1 billion out of tourism, contributing 7.7% to our national GDP. And I don't think we've done enough to contribute as an input towards getting that amount. So if we can augment that input with an event such as the Virunga, where we plan to bring in, at least in the 5th year, at least 10,000 visitors, and looking at maybe 95% of those coming out of Uganda, then we can contribute significantly to the growth of our GDP. Yeah.
That's very, very interesting. It's good that Ivan and his team are doing so much to promote Uganda, promote Kisoro. People out there, when you talk about Kisoro, they know it's at the extreme southwest of Uganda, and they talk about the terrible roads and how to get there, transport and all that. When you say Kisoro, they say, oh my God. So how is the team planning for those who are going to go for the marathon, the roads? Are they going to be running in boots? How is it going to be like?
Yeah, so remember I said that many years ago in the 80s, I was in Kisoro, I lived there. And at that time, the mode of transport, obviously there was public transport, there was what they used to call UTC, Uganda Transport Company. I don't think you remember it, or most of us don't remember it. So UTC, typically a bus would take 2 to 3 days sometimes on the journey from Kampala to Kisoro. Why? Because the roads were impassable. The stretch between Kabale and Kisoro is only 75 kilometers. But on a bad day, you could easily spend 3 other days in there because it was narrow, and if it rained, it was impassable. Right now, it's one of the smoothest surfaces to drive on in the country. So the roads are not an issue anymore. You can drive from Kampala to Kisoro in probably 6 hours max if you have minimal stops. Probably towards the tourism destinations in Kisoro. So from Kisoro town, going to say the best of the 3 mountains, the Virungas, going to the crater lakes Mulehe and Mutanda, going to the gorilla habitations like Nkuringo. There might still be a challenge with the infrastructure, but I know that UNRWA is doing something about it. Actually, apparently there are some contractors that are already on the ground to start executing.
Yeah.
So infrastructure-wise, I think we are okay. And the marathon is not going to pass some of those areas as yet. In the near future, we shall have what we are calling the Virunga Ultra Marathon, where we shall be challenging elite athletes or ultra athletes to actually run up and down the 3 mountains. And this is because the Virungas, those 3 mountains, by the way, the Virungas are 8 mountains.
I was about to ask.
Yeah.
You know when you hear the word
Virunga. Yeah.
Like I think it's the name of a gorilla.
Yeah, so the Virungas is popular because it's on the other side of DRC. There's Virunga National Park and Rwanda, I think.
Yes.
On our side, it's Mugahinga Gorilla National Park.
Yes.
Now, the Virunga ranges are 8 mountains, but 3 of them are on the Ugandan side, and I think also on the Rwandan side, okay? And these are Sabyinyo, Mugahinga, and Muhabura. So those 3, up and down, make a total distance of 42 kilometers plus or minus maybe 2. And that is unique. It's not seen anywhere else in Africa, probably in the world. So we intend to challenge ultra-marathoners by taking them up and down those 3 mountains, and then add on maybe, because an ultra-marathon, by definition, is 42 kilometers plus a shorter distance or a longer distance, but plus a distance anyway. 42 plus something. So if we can add on, say, 16 kilometers from the Virunga Mountains to Kisoro town or to Lake Mutanda or thereabout, we have, say, 65 kilometers or 60. That will be an ultra marathon. And we shall be challenging the best of the best in the world on all the 5 continents to descend down to Kisoro and take on that challenge in about maybe a year or two from now.
But still, I want to know what the word Virunga, not what it stands for, what exactly it means. In which language is it? Is it in Rufumbira? Is it in Ruchiga? The real word Virunga, what does it mean?
So I think I should have researched for this surprise question, but from my background, little background knowledge about this, I know that in Kinyarwanda, or Rufumbira, so to say, it's Ibirunga. Now, Ibirunga, those mountains are Ibirunga. Ibirunga, what does that mean? I'll find out. Next time I come back, I'll tell you what it means. Yes, but the local language is Ibirunga. Then the white person, when they were creating the map and the geographical features, picked it as Virunga. So hence Virunga sticking. It's just like the name Kisoro. So it's the people from there call it Gisoro. And then the rest of the world says Kisoro. So it's a case of tomato.
So for the people out there watching, the Virunga Marathon is on. The Kisoro roads are they are swift, 6 hours, but I will tell you, just prepare your 9 good hours to Kisoro. Get there, and we have this marathon. We're still here with Ivan going on Power Flavor Magazine. If you've just tuned in, we are looking at the Virunga Marathon and talking more about Kisoro. So for my party lovers out there, of course there's something for you. So is there something for those that love to have a little bit of fun, a little bit of enjoyment, a little bit of music and entertainment at the marathon in Kisoro, a day or before, or an after party? Anything you have planned for our party lovers?
Yeah, sure. So after traveling, let me correct that. It's not 9 hours. You're scaring people away.
9 hours.
9 hours is a stretch.
And for the ladies, plan for 12 hours. You have to stop over, need something to drink, I need some...
Yeah, that's what makes the journey fun. It's a road trip, so it's supposed to be adventure. So after such a journey, you expect that it's not all going to be work, it's not all going to be stretching muscles. So at the end of the day, there will be an after party. Now that party, we intend to have some surprise DJs from Kigali and Kampala competing against one another. And obviously we shall have our trending music that is on the airwaves today for you to enjoy. Yeah.
Are we having some of the Kisoro musicians, for those who only know Ray G?
Ray G, yes.
They need to know some of the Kisoro artists.
Upcoming artists.
Some of them around as well.
Yes, so we shall have some upcoming artists from Kisoro indeed showing their talent to the world. That's one of the exports that we're taking out of Kisoro to the rest of the world. And obviously being tourism, cultural tourism being part of this, we shall have the local entertainers. There's Echitaguru, of course, being Kigezi, Bachiga and Bafumbira. And then there will also be Inore entertaining our guests along the way. Yeah.
This is not just going to be only a marathon you've had. It's going to be a road trip, more of culture, more of music. Our upcoming Kisoro artists are going to shine with the marathon. We have people from all walks of life, all countries gathered together to celebrate Kisoro, to run for a cause, not just a marathon, but running for a cause. And so much has happened to us, and we now know we need these medical centers working perfectly. And if the government is not going to do it, we can as well do it ourselves. These marathons will get the numbers together to have this done. So for the people out there who want to be part of the marathon, who are just watching the show, how do they get to you, to the team? How do they get the kids? How do they reach out, the Facebook or numbers to call?
Okay, thank you for asking about that. So we have a link. You're going to share that link, the website, where if you go to, you get the payment registration directions. And after making a payment, take a screenshot of that ticket and then present it at Ishazi Coffee Shop and pick up your kit. Ishazi is found just after Victoria Hospital in Bukoto Ntinda, as you're coming from Ntinda. If you're out of town, we have other ways of delivering these kits. We have people who are delivering to Kisoro on the ground, and this can be picked up from Gorilla Coffee Shop in Kisoro town. In Bara, we also have a stop over there, and we should be able to communicate this on our channels. One of the channels we're active on is Twitter, and the hashtag training is Virunga Marathon 2024. Hashtag Virunga Marathon 2024, and you get our Twitter handle over there as well.
Okay. And the price, the cost of the...
So the price of the kit is 50,000 shillings only for East Africans and $50 for non-East Africans.
Okay.
And then also to emphasize, because we are contributing to a cause, there is a mobile number, a mobile money number, and an account number that are going to be shared with you as well, to which you can contribute directly to the cause, and they are in the name of Dr. Arthur Kwizera. So as I earlier mentioned, that one of the two core objectives of the marathon is to contribute to the ICU. So we are going to share the mobile money number and the bank account number to which the general public can send their contributions to. Your donation has no limit. There's no minimum, there's no maximum. It's up to the goodness of your heart. Contribute anything you want, put any amount, we shall be very grateful. It will go to three main requirements for this year. There's need to buy a mini oxygen plant. There is a need for a water treatment plant for the dialysis machine. And also, there is a need for a stable power supply system, because the current power they have is destroying the machinery they have. It is unstable, it's unusable. So we call upon you to contribute generously, whatever you can, to the cause, to equip the ICU at Kisoro Hospital. So I can't really say that Kisoro is isolated from Uganda. Yes. And I don't want to comment much about the health system in Uganda. It's a different conversation altogether. But there are two hospitals in Kisoro. There's Mutorere Hospital and Kisoro Hospital. The services are as only good as probably anywhere else up country, out of Kampala. And the ICU at Kisoro Hospital is the first in the region, in the entire Kigezi region. And probably the next ICU you will get might be in Bara. Yeah. Even Kabale Hospital ICU doesn't have, the adequate equipment. I don't think they have a stable supply of oxygen and any other, very critical ICU equipment. So Kisoro Hospital ICU is definitely a savior for the entire region. Yeah.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful to know. When we are hit by COVID, run out of space. This time we know where there is a nice ICU and a chopper. You can fly to Kisoro now and enjoy the services other than flying out.
Yes, just to add, when you mention a chopper, there's the airstrip, Kisoro airstrip. It's right next door. And I've heard that the Ministry of Health is in advanced stages of getting air ambulances to supplement the services they have to the public. So with the ICU there and the airstrip there, then we can indeed use the air ambulances to airlift critically ill patients to emergency services in Kampala. Yeah.
Beautiful to know more, learn more about Kisoro, learn more about Virunga. We're so happy. I think you have got all that from us, from UBC, from Power Flavor Magazine. We were so happy to bring you more about the Virunga Marathon. Please be a part of it, support. I'm so happy when regions get out to do something. When we have the Chiga Nation this side, we are in Toro, we are celebrating all cultures. And when they have all these activities that they do, there are more other cultures join together. It's not only for the people from Kisoro, it's not only for the people of the West. We get together to support each other to grow our country, our nation, and love each other and be happy. So come for the Virunga Marathon. We shall give you all the updates. We shall give you the numbers, where to pick the kits, and support the people of Kisoro, support the, love, just love. So we're still going on with Power Flavor, and I will be back to bring you more.